My name is Andrew Newman, and I will be presenting today on intercultural differences in project management as I have witnessed in my experience as a project manager. Today's agenda will be differences in Japanese and U.S. project management styles, case studies based on my experience, and the future of work and the role of project management. First of all, let's take a look at the difference in project team structures, specifically between Japan and the United States. In Japan, relationships tend to be built on company ties and nemawashi. Nemawashi is basically networking, specifically face-to-face networking. Work obligations tend to be the #1 priority, and individual needs and obligations are usually behind that at #2. And you have project structures with many people assigned to a project team. Conversely, in the United States, our business relationships are often almost exclusively based on contracts. We also offer performance pay for team members to encourage them to participate in a project team. And many different tasks may be assigned to only a few people. Most companies in the United States now have greatly reduced their human resources, and so one person is asked to do many different jobs. There are also various means of project communication. In Japan, reports are very important, especially weekly and monthly reports that go into quite a bit of detail. Also, when communicating via email, the use of keigo, which is honorific Japanese, and standard greetings such as thank you for your help, you've been a hard worker, etc. Those usually start out your emails before you get into the body of into the meat of your request. And also reporting project status in great detail. Many project reports may run to several pages in length. In the United States, especially here in California, in the Silicon Valley, where we work, teleconferences are often the way that people prefer to communicate. And when responding to emails, we tend to use short sentences to request and respond directly. So I may ask someone, can I get a report? And that person will say, yes, here it is, and attach it to the email, and that's it, without any of the sort of standardized Japanese that is common in many corporate email communications. Also, when reporting project status, Americans tend to use bullet points, probably 3 to 5 bullet points per page, to show the project status in a very distilled format. In Japan, you will notice that many slides are just in great detail, written out in great detail. And this is because the thinking is all the information should be up on the screen, and also that PowerPoint can be used later as a reference document. In the United States, the bullet points are used mainly to show a talking point, and the presenter will speak to that talking point, but that's about it. There's no further content other than that. There are also different workplace expectations between Japan and the United States. Long working hours are typical in many Japanese workplaces. Following the boss's orders without question is another key factor. And Japanese businesses tend to take a long-term business viewpoint, which I like to refer to as keeping your eyes on the prize. So many Japanese corporations are not subject to the same sort of minute-by-minute evaluation of their stock price like we have in the United States. Instead, they take on a long-term business viewpoint to become the #1 auto manufacturer or #1 telecommunications provider. In the United States, we have different workplace expectations. Most of us commute by car, and our children, we have to pick up and drop off our children in the morning before school starts and then pick them up in the afternoon, because we don't have the same sort of public transportation system nor the safety that is commonplace in Japan. In terms of getting work done on a project, instead of just listening to the boss's orders, oftentimes colleagues will confer with each other and then make a decision or a suggestion to the boss if there's a better way to get something done. In light of that quick decision making, though, the companies in the United States tend to take a short-term business viewpoint, which I call strike while the iron is hot. And the drawback to this is that the stock market of the day tends to drive business decisions, and this can lead to a situation where you're making decisions for the situation of this week or this quarter rather than keeping an eye on your long-term corporate strategy. So let's move into some case studies based on my own experience. The project was for a major trading company in Japan, and my company was subcontracted to a major Japanese telecommunications company, which was helping that trading company to revamp its website and make it much more suitable for e-commerce. And subcontracted to my company were 3 subcontractors, including HP, Sun, and A5. The project was, as I mentioned before, was to update the entire corporate website for this trading company. There were over 500 project members. Project duration was 24 months, and the project cost was over $500,000. This was a very large project that included many different subcontractors. So I'm just talking about one portion of this project in which I was involved. So here's the situation. The company, the telecommunications company to which my company was subcontracted, placed a lot of requests on us for tasks that lie outside of the project scope. And in the United States, in our sort of contractual environment, that requires change requests to be issued and a change management process to be in place. And often these tasks came out of a discussion in the hallway, and there's a great amount of pressure placed on my colleague and myself to get these tasks completed. And we had to rationalize to our client why that could not be included in the current project scope due to time limitations and human resource limitations. Also, in the United States, no hardware can be shipped without a signed contract. And that's very different from the situation in Japan,